Next on the agenda, we have Maeesha Asif, Learning and Development Manager at Sai Lagoon, Maldives by Hilton Curio Collection. Throughout her career in the service industry spanning close to a decade, she found her passion in training, learning and development at a very early age. She has worked with diverse teams to enhance the customer experience in terms of quality and promote continuous learning for personal and professional growth. Her goal is to drive positive change and elevate individuals and organizations through exceptional service and continuous learning. There's absolutely no greater joy than having the privilege to be able to play a part in someone else's growth journey, according to Maeesha. Please join us and welcome Maeesha Asif to present her expertise in the area and topic titled as Elevating Human Potential Through Upskilling.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. So I was actually supposed to be here last year for the L&D conference, and I had lost my voice and I couldn't speak the night before. So I'm really glad to be here today, voice intact and all, and to be presenting to such an amazing audience here today. Thank you. So today I want to take you all through the theme of elevating human potential through upskilling. But upskilling itself is such a broad topic, and if I were to dissect into it and go in depth into it, we could be here for days. So since Afif has generously given me 30 minutes, I will try to keep it to that time. And I want to take you through this topic in the context of elevating human potential and really recognizing the talents that we have in a workplace. So this all starts with just an ordinary Wednesday morning at work. I was just in my office after breakfast and I noticed that I had spilled some jam on my shirt from breakfast. Messy eater. So I was looking down and trying to get this stain off when suddenly I hear somebody fidgeting near my office door. So I look up and I see one of our coconut climbers from the resort waiting near the door, which was quite unusual for a Wednesday morning this early. But what was even more unusual was the fact that he was slumped over with his hands on his face. So as he walked closer to me, I got up, obviously concerned, and I gave him some more attention, and I see something. This man was crying. So I asked him, "What happened? What's wrong?" And he looks up at me and he says, "I am worthless." Now my heart went out to this guy, because I had seen him at work. He was amazing, a people person, always smiling. He was amazing at his job. And that's a skill that not many of us could even do, right? Can you climb a coconut tree? No. Can you climb one? I can't climb one. If it were up to me, there would be no coconuts to serve our guests on the island. So, I could not understand why such a talented, skilled man was standing here in front of me saying, "I am worthless." So I asked him, "What made you feel this way?" And he says, "It's all these online courses that you have assigned to me. I don't understand it. I cannot do it. I never had the privilege of learning how to read or write in English. So I'm sorry, but I can't do any of these things. I'm so stupid. I'm so useless. I am worthless." So this is my fault, right? I was thinking, oops, I've done something wrong here. What did I do wrong here? I have not made learning accessible enough, right? Accessibility in learning is not just about providing an auditory material, a visual material and all that, but it's also about analyzing these gaps and shortcomings that every individual has, so we can customize and cater to that. Now, I could have taken his strengths and my strengths and customized a personalized learning pathway for him. I could have really taken the time to understand why this couldn't be done. But I lacked on that at that time. So what did I do next? Every day after that, for the next 2 weeks, after my work hours, I would stay back in office, I would invite him over, and every single day, I would go through each course with him, one by one,
one-on-one. Not in English, because he didn't understand English. Not in Divehi either, but in Hindi. So on the spot, having to improvise and teach a whole set of courses in a whole other language, this was a challenge to me, but it really opened up my eyes to do this more proactively. Now, I could have done this earlier. I could have found out this gap earlier, but I didn't. So I could have done this before his confidence got shut down. Every day since that day, he brings me, every single week, a bottle of coconut water. So this is his way of showing gratitude. And this was amazing because I did not expect this at all. I was just sitting in my office, and after we finished all these courses, he looks up at me and he says, I really want to give you something, but I'm just a poor guy. I don't have anything fancy to give you. So I said, no, you don't need to give me anything. You've opened up my eyes more than enough. And he says, could you just please wait for 15 minutes? I'll be right back. So I was confused, but of course I waited. And then he comes back in with this. And before he gives me this, he says to me, and these are his exact words. Apologies if I butcher this, but this is what he said. आज मुझे लगता है कि मेरा जिंदगी में कुछ मकसद है. And that means I have found purpose in my life today. That is amazing. My heart just melted. Imagine having that power to give somebody purpose in their life. So this changed my entire perspective on learning and development. And for the next coming months, my mission was to make learning more accessible before somebody came to my doorstep and cried. So I ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. How much human potential do you have at work that is being underutilized? This man, he was highly intelligent. I noticed that as we were going through the courses and I kept questioning him, he used to give the perfect answers every single time. I made up scenarios to see how he would act on them. Perfect. He was amazingly intelligent and a great problem solver as well. He was more than a coconut climber. He was a whole world of untapped potential. So this is what we have been underutilizing in the workplace. So let's try to understand some reasons why we tend to ignore this. One reason is simply skills being mismatched. So what we often see is sometimes people don't do the things that they love to do, right? And understandably so, because job requirements change and all of that happens. But when we don't hone the skills that people love to do, oftentimes they feel like, I don't have the chance to grow here. I don't have the chance to advance in my career here. So this is the mindset that our employees have, and sometimes we tend to forget that this is how they might think. Organizational culture is another huge thing here. Because if we don't have a culture that fosters an environment of innovation and creativity, oftentimes these hidden talents remain hidden, right? I have this restaurant and bar manager at my resort. So what does a restaurant and bar manager do? Manages the restaurant and bar, right? But he's also a fire eater. He does these performances with fire and, dances with it. It's risky, it's fun, it's entertaining. Now, we could have just ignored that part of it, but we are utilizing his talent. So he does performances at the beach club, he dances around, he eats the fire. This adds value to not just him, but to our team, to the entire organization, and ultimately to our guests as well. So don't be afraid to really invest in these people who want to show their creativity. That is something that could really add value. Another reason is simply the unconscious bias. This could be age, gender, ethnicity, whatnot. But having this unconscious bias or feeling scared to give an opportunity to someone or simply discriminate someone, what we don't realize that in that moment, this impedes their ability to later adapt and later showcase their talents. So this is one other reason why our talent is so underutilized. Did you know that 70% of all human talent is underutilized at the workplace? And did you know that if you give a role to someone, yeah, they'll do the role, but you're actually missing out on so much more? And did you know that all of this could be avoided with 3 very simple things that I'm going to share with you today? But first, let's meet Ali. He's a waiter working at Seaside Bar and Restaurant. But Ali is resigning this week. He's about to leave. He's one of our star employees, but he's leaving. Let's find out why. Hi, Ali. I heard you're leaving. Oh, hi, Maeesha. Yeah, I don't want to stay here anymore. Why? What's the problem? Why are you leaving? Well, you see, I'm just a waiter. That's all I do. I just clear the plates. I clean the room, I clean the tables, I just wait on the tables. That's all I do, and then I go home. But you know what? I have so many great ideas about marketing. That is my passion. I know that I have a natural talent for it. I know that I can help this resort, but nobody's listening to me. Well, how come? I mean, why is nobody listening to you? Well, Maeesha, it's because I am Ali the waiter, and that is my label, that is my role, that is what I do. And I am not allowed to do anything else. Well, Ali, sounds like you're not happy here. I mean, you're free to leave. Wow. This is such a shame, right? Oftentimes we see this happen I'm sure all of you here have at one point either met an Ali or you are the Ali. So this is happening time and time and time again. I mean, throughout these last 10 years in my career, I have seen people come and go, endless amounts of talent leaving. But what we fail to do is, we don't recognize why they're leaving or try to find out more about them. We tend to let it go because it's easy to do that. So this is another reason why. So Ali moves on to the next resort. He resigns, he leaves, he joins another property where he was able to unlock his untapped potential. Now, when he joined the new property, what do you think his position was? Marketing? Okay, everyone says marketing. Steward? Okay. Ali's position was a waiter. So once again, he was a waiter. But this time, what was different? His new employers let him explore his capabilities. They let him apply his interests into the operation. And guess what happened after 2 years? The sales and marketing expenses reduced, and with Ali's amazing ideas, the revenue kept flowing in. So we could really use these people. I mean, I have personally faced this too. When I joined the hospitality industry in Maldives for the first time, I was a training coordinator. But that was not all I had to do. I had an interest in doing henna art and painting and all that. So I was given the chance to run the art studio, to go for Maldivian nights and do the henna art. So this really kept me engaged. So what we need to do with our team members is to keep them engaged. And we can upskill their other skills while still keeping them in their job role as well. Because the bottom line is everybody is equally needed. Do you agree with this? Yes. So it's not about the hierarchy anymore. It's about everyone's individual skills and talents contributing to the bigger picture. Now, there are 3 things I want to talk about here for effective upskilling. First thing being identifying their roles and responsibilities that align with their capabilities to upskill. Yes, sometimes because of the job roles, this doesn't really happen. But once we identify them, like I mentioned before with the fire eater, we could really use this. Another way is to empower, encouraging them to take ownership and initiative. I mean, if we don't empower our colleagues, then training doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just part of the skill, but it should also come with empowerment, where they feel like, okay, I can be part of the big picture. I can make the decisions. I mean, if I was not empowered in my career, never would I have thought a few years ago that at the age of 25 today, I would be standing here delivering my thoughts to the best in the industries. I also want to talk about inclusivity. Now, this is a bit of a serious topic, one that we often tend to suppress a little bit. But this is just as equally important. Because when we start to, keep away a group of certain people, what we fail to do is involve them and their other backgrounds and cultures and different ideas. So oftentimes we're confined to this one set of ideas, but we could really use that to bring in a whole new palette of colors to our organization. When talking about inclusivity, I also want to mention how these hidden talents should be given a platform to showcase as well. I'm sure that all of you have a hidden talent, right? If you want to show it during lunch, I'm around. So leaders, all of you are leaders, people managers. We must take accountability for how we can help these people learn. We must be the ones who are responsible for analyzing and looking at our people and finding out what they could truly give us and what we could truly give them. So this is the key takeaways that I want to leave you with today. I'm trying to finish it on time, Afif. So as you walk into your office, your organization, within the next week or this week, what I want you to think back on is this coconut climber's story, because that really stuck with me. When he said that I gave him purpose, that just stuck with me for the remaining of the months. I want to show you this right here. This is a cork board that I have in my office, which is meant to have, schedules and meetings and bus routes and all these things, the official documents. But not once have I pasted one of those. These are all things that people that I have taught have given to me after I teach them or after my trainings. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a much bigger reward than any salary I could get. Any Manchester City fans here? Yes. So, these type of things is what should keep you driving, to really keep that fire of motivation burning high. The ability to serve people. All of you here today are here to get some new information. That information should not ever be kept within this room. As you walk out, share that with people. When you go back to work, ask them, what do you love to do? Ask them how they feel. Teach them how to read. Because these things can be life-changing. And I think back to this quote, live life with a purpose. Author Robert Byrne, I think, he has stated that the purpose of life is a life with purpose. And that is the reminder that I want to leave with all of you today as you go back to your organizations. As for me, when I go back to my work, I know that my biggest reward will be waiting on my table. Don't be a stranger. Let's stay connected. If you want to connect with me, I've got my LinkedIn QR up here. If you want to mail me for any inquiries, I've got that up there. If you want to chat with me or wish me happy birthday on March 28th, my number is there. And if you simply want to just hear my voice again, please go to the airport and listen to the announcements. Thank you. One more thing, guys. You see the booklets that you have gotten with the QR code, which says resources? That has all of the pictures that we took today. So you can go on it, upload them, tag NHRC 2024, and show everyone that you're here. Spread the joy. And can we give a big round of applause to the team for being so quick in uploading these things? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Maeesha. It's truly impressive how we can empower our employees to thrive by prioritizing upskilling and investing in the development of our human capital.